Some people are surprised. They say, you know, until my child had it, I had heard about food allergies, but I never really knew what it meant.
I didn't realize how serious it was until I experienced it myself with my son, and it really scared me. I was shocked. It really scared me.
The doctor just said this is something I just have to deal with. Even though I've eaten it my whole life, it doesn't matter. It can change overnight, and it did.
The common misconception from the older population is that, oh, it's a food allergy, that means just don't touch it because you can get a rash, and it can cause a little bit of skin irritation. That's one of the major misconceptions that we're dealing with. And it can lead to a lot of family strife as well, where the grandparents think, oh, Johnny can have a little peanut because it causes a little bit of a rash. Whereas the parents, and Johnny knows that it can be much more severe than that.
You know, I guess I get frustrated with people who think maybe that Will's allergies may not be as severe as they are, you know, or is this really real, you know? But when they see him and they listen, you know, when he's in the ER and they listen, you know, if the doctor's listening to his chest and they notice there's no air moving, you know, then they know it's real. But, you know, I guess people think, oh, food allergy, oh, is this a little tummy thing, or, you know, a tummy ache or a little diarrhea? And that's not what, in his case, it's not what it is.
Then there's other people who just can't imagine that food could be dangerous. They can imagine that bee stings can cause anaphylaxis, but for some reason food just doesn't seem dangerous to them because, you know, it's what we need to live, to grow, and they can't imagine that somebody could die from it.
One of the hardest things to get people to understand is there is no difference in terms of the type of reaction that happens when someone gets stung by a bee, so a honeybee or a yellow jacket, and the type of reaction theoretically you can see when ingesting a food, or in fact taking a drug that a doctor may give you. They're all the same parts of the immune system going awry.
We certainly didn't have anybody sit us down and say, this is going to be a family-changing and a life-changing experience for someone who will appear 99.9% of the time healthy and completely normal, which you normally would be excited about, except that when you show this normal, happy child to someone and say, you give them the wrong thing, they may die, it's just too hard for them to comprehend.
It's frustrating to me when you try and explain it to people and they don't understand what anaphylaxis is to begin with, so you have to explain that to them. And when you tell them that food can actually cause that, sometimes they look at you like you're crazy, and it's very difficult to explain to them. It really can happen. I've seen it happen with my own two eyes. I've had to give epinephrine to my son because he's, you know, blown up into a big hive from drinking a glass of milk.
I think the reason that people often find it hard to accept that this is such a significant problem is we eat food every day. If you don't live with a food allergy, it's hard to even imagine that something as simple as peanut butter that is just a staple part of the diet, or a tree nut or fish that most people eat every day without a problem, how can that hurt you? It just doesn't even make sense. It seems impossible. Even as a physician that takes care of children with food allergy every day, I still think it's bizarre that something you would eat can, for some people, kill them.